Mrs. B was wondering what to get me over Christmas, and I had a couple of things in mind. One of them being this, an RC2014 computer kit. I'll explain more as I unbox it. It comes well packed, a very small package. Good things hopefully come in small packages. I paid £118 for this. It was a Black Friday deal. Here we go. We've got a couple of rather neat stickers. Just stick those over there for the moment. So it's a Z80 based computer. There's a bundle of chips here. There's probably a Z80 in here somewhere, no doubt. Let's have a look. And I get my magnifying glass out. My eyesight's not what it used to be. Yep. Okay, so that's a Z80 there. That looks like a serial I/O chip. I guess that's an EEPROM or an EEPROM. And yep, a couple of SRAM chips and a load of discrete logic. Z80 computers are brilliant. If you've been following my BSX series, you'll realise that it doesn't really take an awful lot in order to make a fully functioning Z80 computer. This is probably more or less it. In the BSX, I've replaced a lot of the logic with a GAL programmable logic chip. But yeah, here we go. That's all you need for a Z80 computer, that and a few discretes. So let's just put those aside a second. What else have we got in here then? That feels like sockets. It is indeed a load of turn pin sockets. So that's good. I can socket everything up. There's a compact flash card. I've ordered the RC2014 Pro, and that can run CPM. So this will be storage for that, I guess. 64 meg. I don't see these very often. They've kind of been replaced by SD cards, haven't they? So let's just stick that there a second. Rubber feet, caps and resistors. What was that? Let's have a look at that. That's the, is that an FTDI card? So that's a serial, USB to serial card. So I can communicate to the PC, that's quite handy. And here we've got what looks like LEDs, terminal blocks, a switch. Look at that switch, how cool is that? Yeah, you can't beat switches. And the power socket, so a few more discretes in there, push buttons and switches. Oh, there's a crystal there as well. That'll be for the clock circuitry. Don't know if you can see it, just about poking through there. That elongated cylindrical can. USB power. More discretes, so a load of caps there. And some headers. Lots of headers, in fact. There's a reason for that. I'll come on to that as we look at the motherboards. Stick those there a minute. These are the individual boards for the various modules. It's a modular based computer, the RC2014. And the idea is you've got this rather delicious looking backplane here. Let's just get this box out of the way. Hang on 1 second. There we go. Got this rather delicious looking backplane. Let me see if I can zoom into that. Bear with me 1 second. There we go. as you can see, it's got lots of bus markings on there for the Z80. So you've got data, address lines, interrupts, and various other Z80 signals like IO request, read and write, interrupt. Looks like they exposed the clock on there as well, reset, power. So the idea behind this is you plug all of these modules into the bus, and the bus basically connects them all together and provides power. Yeah, that's basically it. So you've got a reset switch there. Looks like you can stick a regulator there. Is there a regulator in the kit? Didn't see one. Probably is in here somewhere, isn't there? Oh no, you won't need a regulator because I'm going to power it off USB, so that'll be 5 volts anyway, won't it? So I guess there's an option to stick a regulator on there to power it off 9 volts. I'll look into that when I build it. Yeah, and that's pretty much it really, to be honest. So look at these modules then. They're really nicely designed motherboards, these PCBs. Oh, I love unboxing things. Let's have a look what we have here. Out of the way. So the first board we've got is the it's like a compact flash card adapter. There we go, drop it, why not? Thankfully pre-soldered, and that looks a bit fiddly, not beyond the wit of man, but it's always handy to have these things pre-soldered. Let's zoom out a second. Bear with me 1 second. There we go. We have now what's this? Pageable ROM. There we go. Marked on the board. Pageable ROM. That looks fairly self-explanatory. So we've got some logic on there, space for jumpers, space for the ROM, and lots of pins at the bottom. All of these have got pins at the bottom, so the idea is these connect through to the headers, like so. What else do we have here then? 64K RAM. That'll come in handy. Yep, so the two 32K RAM chips go there. Again, more logic to link that to the board. It's really quite a neat design, I think. If you follow my channel, you'll know that I've built the BSX, which is very much a work in progress, and that's kind of a bit of a mess of wires on a breadboard at the moment. In fact, the RC2014 was one of the inspirations for the BSX. It was one of the computers that made me think, hey, I could probably have a crack at building my own Z80 computer. I think if I was going to design the BSX again, I'd probably take this approach. So a very neat and simple backplane, and have plug-in modular cards just makes things a lot easier. In fact, this is probably going to be the basis. One of the reasons I bought it is going to be the basis for experimenting, because it exposes all of the signals of the Z80 in such a nice way. It's quite handy for hooking things in order to experiment. The BSX is fine, but sometimes I don't know whether or not it's my additional circuitry that's fault, or whether or not one of the wires of the BSX which is causing the fault. Whereas with this, I've got a rock steady, stable Z80 based computer, which I know works, hopefully, and I'll be able to connect my experiments to it before transferring them over to the BSX. So anyway, what else we have here? dual clock and reset. I'm not quite sure how that works. We need one clock for the Z80, so that goes up to 7.3278. It clocks all of the way down to 0.3072, and then we've got 3 more slow, manual, and external. So presumably you can link an external clock in. In fact, there we go. You've got space here for an external clock module, whatever that is. I assume there'll be a button on this so you can manually step. Look into that later. What we have here then, Z80. So this is the main Z80 board. So Z86 there again, more logic. Don't know what that is. Port A. Oh no, sorry. This is the dual serial port, isn't it? I beg your pudding. Should have read the back. It's the dual serial board. So the Z80 serial I/O chip will go on here, and this will enable us to communicate to the outside world. Great. So that's presumably where the header pins for the FTDI goes. And last but not least, this will be the Z80 board now. Yep. Z80 CPU in all its glory. That's quite a straightforward board. So it's just exposing all of the Z80 lines in a nice and orderly fashion at the bottom here. And we've got some 10K resistors there, presumably pulling various things down to ground. And that's it. So I'm going to be assembling this in a series of videos. I'll probably tackle them a module at a time. And let's see if we can get this thing up and running. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like what I'm doing, then please subscribe to my channel. And I will catch you in the next video. Thank you for watching.